Hi, I'm Rahana from George's Place Bird Sanctuary, and I'm making this video so that I can show you like what we do here and the importance of the birds in our care, because they mean the world to us, and kind of what we plan on doing with our next project. This is why we are applying for the grant. So I'm going to turn you around so you can see. Okay, so this is our current barn. And this is a run that's attached to the barn. So we predator proofed it. We have, you can see, well, let me go in here. You can see that there's netting on the top to prevent any hawks. We actually have the wire going down like a foot out so that there's no digging animals that can get in. And this is Vincent, our rooster, resident rooster. He was actually a dumped bird in Chicago. He was found by, I don't remember exactly who found him, but they turned him into a park, they found him in a park. They turned him into Niles Veterinary Hospital, and he was there for about a month with he looked like he was gonna die. It was horrible. He looked so bad. He was on all kinds of medications, and he looks awesome. So he's doing really well, and you know, he's our guy. So this is the barn. All of these hens that we have now, so we have partridges too. Some of the partridges were from a live market. A couple of them came from New York, all the way from New York, rescued from one of our friends. These hens all have different stories. So you can see a couple of them there. Toots. This is the brown girl here, a little golden girl here. She was also dumped, but she was a chick when she was found. So they rescued her. Harriet, this is Harriet. Harriet, all the way over here, is from an egg farm, an Iowa egg CAFO actually, that got shut down, and she was rescued from there. She's been implanted, and actually she's been implanted. Toots has been implanted, and Isabel, that white bird over there, has been implanted to stop them from laying eggs. So we stop them when they have any signs of reproductive problems. We stop them from laying, so that, because it actually will help, that implant helps prevent cancer and other reproductive problems, so it extends their life out. Hi, baby girl. So you can see Harriet's our newest. Her feathers are pretty terrible because of where she came from. So she's only been here for 2 weeks. So she's pretty new, or in the barn for 2 weeks. So we had her in quarantine for like 3 weeks. So she's fairly new. And you can see the girls in the cage. This is Audie. Audie has a leg injury, and our veterinarian told us to keep her in a small enough cage so that we can try to get that leg to heal so she's not moving on it too much. It's dislocated, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's her situation. And everybody has already ate and drank for the night. So it's pretty much, as you can see, food and water is kind of dwindling for the evening. It's about 7 o'clock here, 7 p.m. This is Kaplan. Kaplan is a little girl that was rescued actually from Tractor Supply. So there was a man that brought her to us, and he had 6 of them he bought for his farm, he said. And he said that this one was very sick, and he didn't want to bring her back to Tractor Supply because he didn't think they would take care of her. He brought her to us. We gave her some fluids and some care, and she is our resident turkey. So she's super sweet. And she's separated because she is an industrial breed. So just like Norman here, who's also separated, Norman and Audie are meat birds, or Cornish cross birds. And they are the birds that they're bred to eat and eat and eat until they get so big that they cannot, I mean, their legs will give out under them. So they're on super strict diets. That's why they're caged up during feeding times. So after this video, I'm gonna let everybody out and everybody can find their roosting spots for the night. You can see the couple girls have already done that. So what we wanna do here is make sure that these Cornish cross girls, and Kaplan too, because Kaplan, an industrial breed turkey, has that same tendency to want to overeat and overeat and overeat just to get super, super fat. So she has to be on a very strict diet as well. So what we wanted to do, instead of having them caged up like this during feeding times, well, Audie's in her cage because of her leg, but these guys all need to be separated. What we wanted to do was build another enclosure specifically for Cornish cross rescues so that they don't have to be separated during feeding times like that. And I'm going to show you kind of where we want it. That's our actual compost pile. We are going to build it here in between these trees, and we're going to try to make it sort of a replica of the barn. So half the size of the barn though, half the size of the run. And then we can rescue more chickens from Koparos. So Koparos is an Orthodox Jewish ceremony that happens, it's a religious ceremony that happens every September, October, and in different cities. And so what they do is they take these Cornish cross birds, these meat birds, and they swing them over the heads of sinners to atone for their sins, and then they slaughter them right in the street. So we, every single year for the last 3 years, we've rescued one. Audie is one. Norman is the other one, the one that you saw in the video, and then Bernie is actually a house chicken, so I can bring you in the house in a little bit to show you her. She's the other one that we rescued. So what we want to do, because there are so many of these birds every single year that get rescued that need homes, we really need a separate place for them that we can feed them separate and not have to, because we don't have a barn big enough to just have separate enclosures for every single Cornish cross. So so if you'd please consider, and you can see what we do. Again, we are George's Place Bird Sanctuary, so if you could please consider the grant to help us build this Cornish cross enclosure, that would be wonderful. I'm going to swing in the house so I can show you Bernie. She is a special needs bird. She has one wing and a little bit of a neurological disorder. She's really cute. Hi, Bernie Bird. Can you say hi? And that's Bernie, and this is our dog. So, thank you for listening. Goodbye.